should we take a look at exactly how a player would activate Escalation Protocol?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a bunch of people assembled in this public space, which means that they can play together, but other people can come up and play with them. And with the interaction, what do we see rising up out of the ground here?
So this is some technology that Rasputin has embedded in Mars around his area in the public zones. And whenever it activates, it draws waves of Hive into the location. And Rasputin's doing this because he wants you to take all of them out before the device deactivates and the Hive manage to escape. So he's trying to corral them in for you. And every single time one of those rises up, as you play the event more and more, it'll bring a stronger wave of Hive with a stronger boss you have to fight.
Yeah, like it starts out, moderately easy and then ramps up to get pretty difficult by the end of it.
Yep.
So let's talk about the structure of the event. Yeah, they just activated the event, and it plays out in waves.
That's right.
Yep.
How many waves?
So there's 7 total waves that you go through until you reach the end of the event. And the 7th one, it's no longer the just crashing like horde of Hive. There's actually a unique boss fight that has a unique mechanic, and we're actually even one-upping that one more level because we have 5 unique bosses that are going to rotate every week.
Okay. So each wave has its own boss.
Right.
And then the final wave has a final boss, and week over week, you have 5 of them, and we will face a different final boss week over week.
Correct.
And then once you've played for 5 weeks, you will have encountered all of them, and then
it'll restart at the first one
You can
again.
face them again.
And some of the bosses drop things that other bosses don't. So
Unique rewards to
Exactly.
specific bosses?
Yep. Exactly.
Unique rewards to this activity too.
Okay.
Yeah, there are things that drop from this activity that you can't get anywhere else in the game.
So we are seeing people who are fighting with some weapons that we've never seen before, and we've seen the Graviton Lance before, but some of the other Guardians in this
yes,
fire
there it goes.
team are using weapons that are specific to this activity. Talk to me about why I would want to play Escalation Protocol if I am a lover of new armor and new loot and different ways to fight.
So the weapons are pretty insane. So you see right now they're using the shotgun, Ikelos shotgun. They have unique perks on them. So when he takes a melee on the enemy, and then he gets a damage bonus on his shotgun for a few seconds.
It feels a lot to me like Fourth Horseman in some ways, which was one of my favorite weapons from D1. But it's kind of cooler because you melee to trigger it and then just unload on the guy.
Yeah, and so that's only the first weapon. We actually have 2 other legendary weapons that are unique. We have a sniper rifle, which has a perk called box breathing, where if you aim down sights long enough before firing a shot, it'll then get a big damage boost to your critical hits.
Okay.
It's such a big damage boost, you're like, whoa, like I can't believe I did that much damage with 1 bullet. And then it has triple tap on the gun besides that, so you can get some really good like high damage moments if you can make all those shots.
That's one of the things that we've needed to add to Destiny 2 is specific activities that give us specific rewards, that have specific perks that help us excel in those activities.
Yeah, that's
Right.
another part of community feedback that we've been hearing loud and clear. We really want to deliver it with Escalation Protocol.
And the armor set is super cool looking as well. It's very like Rasputin sort of themed. And when you have the full set in completion, it just looks pretty rad.
And you're only going to get that armor from this activity.
Correct.
That's right.
So talk to me about how the character progression is structured. If I'm playing Escalation Protocol, what can I expect to earn week over week? What can I expect to earn every single time I complete all 7 waves of the activity?
So we have a few different reward systems that working at the same time inside of the activity. One of the, I think the most desirable one.
Don't wave at the boss.
That's a high value target that's messing with them right now.
Okay.
In the public space, like stuff collides like a really, really fun ways. But so we have several different systems. When you finish the wave 3 and 5, a chest will spawn that has more kind of normal public event type rewards in it, as well as chances of vanity items that you only get from this from Escalation Protocol.
Yeah.
The most desirable stuff comes from beating that boss at the end.
Okay.
We have 2 different systems. We have those guns we
I'm
mentioned.
going to interrupt you. What do we got here?
Oh my gosh. Okay, well this is the Hive sword. You may remember it from the first Destiny. Go get another one. Go get another one.
Yeah, someone else can grab one too.
Yes.
So there are these shadow rifts that spawn,
Okay.
and you have to take those out, or Hive aren't going to be drawn to the tower, and the time's going to expire. So when you go to take those out, there's a knight that spawns with a sword, and if you kill him, you can actually get the sword for yourself.
Nice.
It's happening right now.
And this is exactly the same sword as we had in D1 that fans may remember from that game. So you can even you can use a super and use a smash, and you don't want to do it on exploding thrall probably. But you can also sword glide with the melee through the air. It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun, and it breaks up the encounters really well. It's also actually really important because some of these waves are going to just take a massive majors or other like high difficulty targets, and they're going to just throw them at you all at once. So instead of maybe using your super or some heavy ammo, you can grab a sword and delicately try to carve your way through them.
This isn't just about shooting Hive and shooting wave after wave after wave of Hive. You're seeing some interesting mechanics here. You're seeing some things that they'll have to work together to accomplish. You see, like you were saying, sort of the shadow rifts. You're seeing some of the crystals that are suspended up in the air. So, while we can leave some of that problem solving and some of that understanding to the people while they play, what would you tell them about some of the different complexity that you've added to the activity?
One of the things we found is that things like melting point or even tether, as they're using now, are going to become pretty critical, especially as you move into later waves. So when we've been playing it, we regularly will stop before the playtest and coordinate, okay, what are you bringing? Like if I'm bringing Celestial Nighthawk, can you bring Orpheus Rig? And that stuff that hasn't really been needed ever in public spaces before is needed now to complete this.
Yeah, when you aren't running someone with a melting point, or you aren't running Tractor Cannon with the new exotic update, has this amazing damage buff that it can give to targets, you're going to notice the difference.
Cool. We're seeing some new items enter their inventory.
Yeah. One of the items, he may have just gotten one of the armory codes. So you can get armory codes during the event and for doing other things on Mars and around the game. And you can spend those armory tokens to get a special weapon during the event that you're probably going to need at some point in order to progress forward.
Yeah, we call it the Valkyrie, and it's basically like a incredible, I don't even know how to describe it accurately, but it's like a magical spear rocket launcher that destroys absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And those armory codes are going to be really important for when you're on the crux moment or time's kind of running out and you need to get that extra oomph to get through a wave. And you're going to want to use it at the right time, and it's going to make the difference.
Should we debut that weapon
go
on
for it.
stream, or should we save it for the players to discover when they play for themselves?
Well,
grab it.
Yeah, grab it. It's
All
almost
right.
too good not to use.
Here we go, and we're up. This is the Valkyrie. You can see the Rasputin-style tech on board. It's a melee weapon. It's a ranged weapon.
And it only lasts a short amount of time.
So use it wisely.
Yeah, use it wisely. You want to bring it out maybe when the boss for the wave comes out, or when a huge amount of ogres spawn, for example.
That was a good moment for theatrical demonstration purposes. Maybe not the best tactical moment. But
I'm not going to criticize the person playing.
we're showing it. We're showing here. And I'm seeing things hidden under bridges that I'm not going to talk about. So we'll again keep that promise and leave.
Oh, there's your sword.
There you go. Have your sword. So which wave are they fighting now? What?
So they're in the third one right now.
Okay.
And there's 7 total.
Seven total.
And they've been getting through these pretty readily. Keep in mind that we're using high-level characters right now.
We have had streams before where we wanted to prove the activity was hard, and what happened was our audience watched people die again and again and again and again.
We actually started testing this out like that. We had them at the proper level.
Yep.
The level people be at the first week of play.
I'm sure there are people watching who attended our community summit who actually got to experience this activity, and they'll be going live after stream with their own, their own analyses, their own takes on what this is. We made them play at a much lower level,
right?
Because we wanted to demonstrate that this was hard. But for the purposes of this stream, we've leveled these characters up to the point where they've completed the campaign.
Right.
They've probably played this for a few weeks.
They have weapons that
many
drop
weeks.
only from this.
They have weapons that only drop from this, which make them better at performing in this. So a character's first experience in this activity may be very challenging.
Yeah.
Failure may
guaranteed.
be the default state when you first get started.
Yeah.
In fact, you were talking about having
Hang on. What's this?
Whoa, what's this?
Whoa.
So here we have Cosmo is demonstrating some of the different armor that we can take a look at. And the best way to show off your armor to yourself is to do some emotes. And we now have an emote wheel. I think you're a little bored with all those green emotes, but we can definitely get you some better emotes through your commitment to the game.
Oh, you can see the amazing helmet that you get only from Escalation Protocol.
Yeah. We've got the new emote wheel. That goes in for every single player of Destiny. It's one of the Season 3 upgrades. Escalation Protocol is exclusive to WARMIND.
That's right.
That's correct.
And just to recap, rewards that are specific to the activity.
That's right.
You made it real hard. In fact,
Yeah.
what was the feedback you got at the summit?
Yeah, so actually, Jake,
Yeah,
you want to-
at the summit, they were finding it difficult, but the feedback we got was that they would prefer if it was